So this right here is my mutual. He made a video talking about Aizen versus Goku and he thinks Aizen will win. I told him I was going to make a video on this and here it is. I'm going to go over every single one of his points that he made and I had to go through a lot of his videos to actually, make the video, make it accurate, go over all of his points that he's made in like 17 different videos. So I'm going to go over a few right now that I'm going to read because a lot of them are the same one. He just says it different ways. Makes Goku fight someone else. Gets Goku off guard because he's fighting someone else. Aizen makes Goku kill his family and makes Goku fight Vegeta. So with all of those being said, none of that will work against Goku because they're not in the verse. It's literally a 1v1 in a neutral verse. So Aizen can't put Goku under Kyokusuigetsu to fight anybody else because there's nobody else except for him and Aizen. So with those all done and those all debunked, let's get into the actual points that he makes. Aizen putting Yhwach under Kyokusuigetsu when he can see many possible futures. Which is false, because Yhwach at that moment did not have his Almighty activated. Neither did he have it activated. He didn't even have it awakened yet. Yhwach didn't have the Almighty awakened until his fight with Ichibei. That was shown. And it was activated. Says MUI doesn't work because Kyokusuigetsu is perfect hypnosis. Then his other point is that Aizen controls the entirety of a being, which is false because Aizen has never made someone physically move and do something with Kyokusuigetsu. That's never been stated or shown. Goku has no defense against Kyokusuigetsu. Aizen controls beings on a spiritual level, which he doesn't. That's never been stated or shown. Kyokusuigetsu controls the five senses. The reason why I brought these all up is because they're all under one thing. Goku can't fight against Aizen because Kyokusuigetsu is perfect hypnosis and it controls more than the five senses, which this statement alone shows that you can actually see through perfect hypnosis, Kyokusuigetsu, if you're on the same dimensionality or if you're on a higher dimensionality. And we know Aizen at the very end against Yhwach is at best a 6D character. If you want to really highball him, make him 7D. But there is a verbatim statement within Dragon Ball that there is a place that is above an infinite amount of hierarchy of dimensions. It's beyond the totality of all dimensions. That would put Goku at bare minimum, low outer versal, and if you really want to lowball it, high hyperversal. So Goku's on a higher dimensionality from the get-go. But let's address why MUI, even if they were put on the exact same dimensionality, why it will still work, because he says it doesn't. But first, we need to understand that MUI works on a subconscious level. It has nothing to do with your consciousness, what you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're actually wanting to do. It just works in the back of your mind, basically, where you don't know what's going on. It just all reacts on its own. So regardless if Kyokusuigetsu is put onto Goku, it doesn't matter what Goku sees, his body moves on a subconscious level. It has nothing to do with what he sees. It has nothing to do with what he thinks, because the body moves without the thought process, without any of the electrons going through his body to tell it what it's supposed to do, what it's gonna do, or what it sees. So perfect hypnosis quite literally gets defeated with that alone. But let me show with more evidence why this is the truth. When Goku was unconscious, MUI activated against gas. And then it created the avatar and grabbed gas. And then tossed him into outer space. So MUI quite literally can activate on its own without the user being conscious, create the avatar for it, and then attack the person. So again, it has nothing to do with what you see, what you feel, what you're touching, what you're hearing, or even your perception of time, or what you're thinking. It has nothing to do with the five senses. The five senses were completely gone in this moment. Absolutely nothing was being done with the five senses. But MUI still activated and attacked someone regardless of the five senses. So yes, MUI completely bypasses Kyokusuigetsu. There's nothing Kyokusuigetsu is going to do against MUI. Because unless Kyokusuigetsu can literally control the physical arms and legs, then sure. But we know it can. So in conclusion, not only is Goku on a higher dimension, so Kyokusuigetsu wouldn't work in the first place. Not only does Goku have the AP and DC that is completely higher on a dimensional scale than Aizen, So Aizen can't even hurt him in the first place. But Aizen also doesn't even have the speed for it. Aizen has never once, throughout the entire series, ever performed an immeasurable speed feat, while Goku has quite literally moved beyond linear time and went into the future. So with that feat in statement alone, he actually is immeasurable speed. That's not something anybody can argue against unless you can prove that that statement and feat never happened, which no one can because it did happen. So Aizen does not have the strength or durability or the speed above Goku. On top of that, Goku can literally just use Hakai and erase him from existence. That also includes the Hyogoku. Those two things will be erased, like they never existed in the first place. So imagine if Aizen and the Hyogoku was never in Bleach at all. That is exactly what Hakai does. It will make it as if it was never written in the first place. So imagine if we got some other character than Aizen, and then we didn't even have the Hyogoku in Bleach for the main villain. That's quite literally what Hakai does. Again, it just erases that person from existence with all of his powers and his being, everything. It no longer exists. And just so people ask, where's the verbatim statement? The super dimension. Beyond order of dimensionality or dimensions. But you can't use dimensions because that's within the word. You can't use the word to describe itself. So that's why I did not use super. I used beyond. So beyond the order of dimensionality. Beyond the order of dimensions, we should say dimensionality, or beyond the totality of higher dimensionality, which again is above an infinite amount of dimensions. So that is high hyperversal or low outerversal. Depends on if you want to lowball or give it the actual correct, scale. So that being said, Goku absolutely wipes. He does not lose because he just has all the win cons in the world. And I hope this helps people understand that he will not lose against Aizen or anybody in Bleach.